Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have some odd breaking news, breaking rumor. I don't know, because it's Best Buy doing it. And this is a situation that is interesting, mostly because I've seen something like this happen before in the past. Obviously, a lot of us have. But when I would do work at different stores, this reminds me of something that would happen when a system is updated with new titles, but doesn't necessarily have things like release dates put in, and the system just kind of makes them like public, I guess. They're just out there. And people were actually spotting these and finding these on Best Buy's site and kind of in their computer system. So if you work at Best Buy, you can look through and see the different games and everything. And some of them won't surprise you. One of them is weird and throws this whole thing into question for me. But we're going to take a quick look at this anyway, just to see what's going on. So you're seeing right away Metroid Prime Trilogy. And I'd like to say Redemption's coming, but who knows? I mean, honestly, a lot of us were pretty confident it was going to be announced earlier or have already been announced because we're pretty sure it's coming out this year, which, where do you even fit that, by the way? I don't know. But the fact that it shows up there is kind of neat because that would mean a physical copy, because I'd like to buy that and have it on my shelf and obviously play it on the Switch with hopefully some cool features or better visuals and motion controls, I guess, and all that fun stuff. So, Metroid Prime Trilogy is the first one. Has a SKU, has a model number. This is done by Wario64. Started spotting quite a few of these. Metroid Prime Trilogy was spotted, which is pretty cool. And he also managed to spot, which was really weird, A Link to the Past. I don't really know why Link to the Past would be there. I thought about this. I said, why would Legend of Zelda A Link to the Past be there? It seemed really weird. So I will attempt to make something out of this, I guess. The only thing I could think of, because I don't think Nintendo is packaging and selling A Link to the Past. I could be wrong, and it could be awesome and amazing, and I would buy that too. The only thing I could think of, and it doesn't even say in the title, is like Legend of Zelda A Link to the Past subscription card. Like they would sell Nintendo Online stuff and it would be themed as A Link to the Past. That's the only thing I think of here. Why would Link to the Past show up? I don't know. That's the part that really throws it into question for me as to what that means. Because we already have Link's Awakening, and that is separate. Wario64 confirmed that. That is a separate thing. So I don't really know what Link to the Past would be doing there. You'll have to let me know what you think down below, unless they all of a sudden start selling virtual console games, or maybe the Super Nintendo games are separate from the NES app, and you buy them separately, and you can buy a little card in the store that then scratches off and gives you a code. So maybe the Super Nintendo games will be standalone purchases. I'm not sure. I don't know about that. That one's interesting too. Maybe it would use like the emulator that's kind of already in the NES that's been like repurposed to also play Super Nintendo games. That's why we found them in that code. Again, not sure. But the other one, which at this point, is this really that surprising? Persona 5 on the Switch was put out there, I believe, by Mystic earlier. And then Wario64 confirmed it and said, yeah, that is also in Best Buy's their website. Persona 5 Switch, $59.99, that whole thing. Not surprising considering P5S went live. That's actually going to be talked about tomorrow morning in Newswave. That shouldn't shock anyone that there potentially is a Persona 5 Switch version on the way for probably this year. Maybe to launch around the same time as Persona 5 The Royal. Not shocking. Switch is big in Japan. It'll probably get a lot of the Japanese RPGs and games as long as they can get everything working within the constraints of like a game card, for example, and the size there. So Metroid Prime Trilogy is the big one. I hope that is something that is set for announcement either at E3 or this Direct that has been rumored at this point for April this month. So that's the only thing I think of. It almost seems like it would coincide well with Joker being revealed for Smash, Persona 5 on the Switch, apparently Link to the Past. I don't know about that. That might be a mistype. That might be an accident. Who knows? It has a SKU, though. So we'll see about that. This was a quick video because this popped up, and I thought it was funny to see Metroid Prime Trilogy. If you joined me earlier, well, later last year, you might think this is kind of funny too, because I was pretty confident with a lot of people that Metroid Prime Trilogy is going to be announced at the Game Awards. It was not. We know it exists, basically, though. A lot of us do. So just announce Metroid Prime Trilogy. If the entire Direct is just Prime Trilogy, I'm okay, because then I'm off the hook. Thanks, guys, for watching. Make sure you like the video if you liked it. Dislike it if not. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for Newswave.